Good afternoon again, grade 7. I am quite sure that you remember this concept map that was given to you to do in class. Some of you got a chance to do it for your homework. So we're going to go through this activity just to ensure that you're being prepared for your exam. It's to reinforce the concept of citizenship. I just like to remind you that there are some videos that I will be uploading that we did previously on the history of your technical high school. So those will be uploaded to the various WhatsApp groups. I also want you to use them if you have not yet done so and to do your preparation from them. Okay? So I'm going to move myself from the corner. We are talking about revising citizenship, and I'm going to go right here in the center. So I'll take center stage. And let us look at some of the terms that it's important that you remember now. Now, the first one we have here is dual citizenship. All right? Dual citizenship. This one right here. Dual citizenship. Now, what's dual citizenship? Or who's a dual citizen? This is a person who has citizenship in 2 or more countries. So if you were born in another country, from a Jamaican, and you would become a citizen of that country, but you'd also become a citizen of Jamaica. Sorry about that. Or if you're an American, for example, and you're living in Jamaica, and after a while you fall in love with Jamaica, you have made tremendous contribution to Jamaica, and you want to become a citizen of Jamaica, you can apply for citizenship in Jamaica. And so you become and once the government approves of it, you become a citizen of Jamaica and also a citizen of the United States. So remember now, dual citizenship has to do with someone who has citizenship in 2 or more countries. All right. Now, below that we have active citizen. An active citizen is someone who gets involved in his or her community or country. Now, when I use the word community or country, it doesn't mean that I'm necessarily talking about. I'm only talking about the community where you live in, or I'm talking only about the country that you live in. I'm also talking about the space where you reside, where you spend a lot of your time. So, for example, you're at school. You spend 5 days at school for most of the year. And during those 5 days, you're here from 8 o'clock until 3 o'clock. So you must keep your space clean. What it means, therefore, then is that you must become actively involved in whatever is happening in school, and you keep the surroundings clean. So an active citizen keeps his classroom clean. An active citizen makes sure that the desks and chairs are properly arranged and takes care of the desks and chairs. An active citizen speaks kindly to his or her classmate, is respectful to teacher. An active citizen. I'm so sorry about that, children. I got distracted for a moment. So let's pick up from where we were. All right. So we're saying that an active citizen is someone like yourself at your place. So you don't eat and throw the garbage in the classroom. You don't call words. You don't curse bad words. You do your homework. Right? When it comes to the broader community, broader society that you're a part of, you pay your taxes. Well, at least your parents pay your taxes, but you don't throw your garbage in the gully. All right? You don't do that. You keep your environment pretty, so you beautify the space that you live in. All right? Citizens pay their taxes. They tell the police. They help the police to solve the crimes. They don't see a crime being committed, and they don't say to somebody. You don't see something bad happening to your classmates, and you don't say something. So so in other words, an active citizen positively. Did you hear that word? Let me pause. Did you hear that word? Positively, not negatively. Positively contributes to the development of his school, his classroom, his home, his community, and the country at large. Gets actively involved. They want the country to be better. They want their school to be better. They want their classroom to be better. Then we have negative citizen. That's this one right here. A negative citizen is someone who does the opposite of what we spoke about when we talk about the active citizen. They do everything that is bad, or they do not do anything that is good. So let us say, for example, somebody tells Mr. Good some bad word in the class, and Mr. Good goes and complains, and the dean of discipline comes. You were in the class when the person tells the student tell Mr. Good the bad word, and the dean asks which student inside there tells Mr. Good bad word, and the rest of you sit down and you don't say anything. These are you're being a passive citizen. And other words for a passive citizen are bad citizen, negative citizen, or we can also say an unideal or inactive citizen. And those type of persons, we don't like those persons because they will see bad things happening to us and they don't help us, and they'll see bad person doing bad things to us and they don't help, they don't even call for help. All right, so we don't want those persons who throw garbage in the gully, persons who do bad things, who commit crime, who scam people, persons who see bad things happening and they don't say anything. Those are our passive citizens. Which brings us to the question, who is a citizen? That's the next one right across here. See this one right here? And while we're doing this, look at your copy and make sure you put in the correct answer. All right? So a citizen is someone who's a member of a particular country and they enjoy the rights and privileges of that country. A citizen builds this country, right? So you don't only enjoy the rights of that country, but you build up that country. You love your country, you're proud of your country, and you want to make sure that your country does well. And you don't speak bad about your country either. All right? Now, how do we know when, what can we use to identify that we are citizens of our country? Well, for starters, when you are born, you get a birth certificate. Well, not exactly when you're born. When you're born, your parents fill out some form and they sign up what we call a pink slip. And that slip is what is, the hospital keeps a copy and they will give you a copy. And your parents will take that copy to the registrar of deaths and births located in the Spanish town, Twickenham Park to be exact. And so you submit that copy, and then you'll get one of those pretty, those pretty birth certificates that you or your parents took to school when you're being registered. You get one of those, right? But when you're born in a country, every citizen, every child born in a country is given a birth certificate. Now, this document, as a birth certificate, is what we use to prove that you're a citizen of a country because it declares where you were born. Get it? Your birth certificate declares who your parents are, but it also declares, and it declares what your name is, but most importantly, it declares that you were born in a particular country. So in your case, you were either born in Jamaica, or in the case of some of the students that I have in my classes, you were born in the United States, or you were born in Trinidad, or you were born in Bahamas, or wherever, right? It declares, your birth certificate declares that you are a citizen of that country. All right. Another document that we use, I'm starting to write with my mouse cursor right here, is your passport. You cannot get a passport from a country if you are not a citizen of that country. Right? So remember now, to be a citizen of that country, you have to be born in that country, or let's jump across it, naturalization, or you're a naturalized citizen. And this is the process by which a person applies to become a citizen of a country. So whether you are born there or you are naturalized there, you become a citizen of that country. And once you become a citizen of that country, then you can apply for a passport. You will never get a passport if you are not a citizen of that country. And so we can use a passport as proof that we are a citizen of that country. Okay? Another document that we can use to prove that we are citizens of a country is the voters. If you are not a citizen of a country, you cannot vote in that country. If you vote in that country, it is illegal. And if it is illegal, then you become a criminal. And if you become a criminal, then there are laws that will deal with you. You're going to be arrested. You're going to be jailed because you would be doing something illegal. So how do you get your voter's ID? Well, voter's ID, I should have said, is also used as a national ID in many countries. Right here in Jamaica, we use our voter's ID as our national ID. So this document, this voter's ID, it is needed in order to vote for the government in a democratic country, which Jamaica is, and to prove that you're a citizen. So how do you go about getting it? You have to apply, what they call them again? Oh, 98654 321. You have to apply, all right, to get a voter's ID. Oh Lord, it slipped me for a moment. I'm trying to remember what they call it. When it gets back to me, I'll tell you. Right? But you have to apply to get a voter's ID. And you cannot get that unless you're a citizen of a country. And to get your voter's ID, you have to prove that you're a citizen of Jamaica. So you're going to either take your birth certificate with you, or you're going to take your passport, and they're going to fill out some forms, and then they are going to do their background check to make sure that what they are saying is correct, that you're truly a Jamaican citizen, and then you will be over, they'll process it, and you'll get a voter's ID. Electoral office, that's what I'm looking for. So you'd apply to the Electoral Office of Jamaica, and the Electoral Office of Jamaica has satellite offices or substations in different parts of the island. So for me, for example, there's one in Old Harbour, right, where I went to get my voter's ID. There's one in Maypen, and there you'll find them in major towns across and the parish capitals across Jamaica. All right. Now, each citizen has rights and privileges and freedoms. Now, these rights and privileges and freedoms are important because because it makes us who we are as a citizen. Now, every right, and I did a video presentation on it before, where you can go back to that one on citizenship, one of our revision exercises. So you can look at some of the right to life, the right to freedom of movement, all of these things. These rights come with, for example, the right of speech. You have the right to say what is on your mind. You are given that right as a Jamaican citizen, but that right carries with it responsibility. So you can't threaten me. You can't want to threaten me and believe that I have the right to speak so I can threaten you. No, you must be responsible with all the rights that you are given. You have the right to demonstrate if you feel that you have been violated by the state or the organs of the state or some institution. But that right to demonstrate for quote unquote justice. We want justice. We want justice. We want justice. You know they always do that, right? Well, you can't block the road when you're demanding justice. That's the right to demonstrate. You can't block the road because the persons who are using the roadway have the right to go about their lawful business. You have the right to freedom of movement, but you do not have the right to go into people's private property. The freedom of movement limits you public space. So you can't want to come into my place at 2 o'clock in the morning and expect that I'm going to be happy with that. I'm going to be very angry with you. I'm going to be very mad with you. I may even hurt you because I'm not expecting you. So with every right comes responsibility. And you'd have remembered in our previous video, we looked at this word, citizenship. Right? That's the term that we use to describe the rights and the responsibilities that you get for belonging to our country. So have we looked at all of them? Yes, we have looked at all of them. So go over each other of them, familiarize yourself with them, make sure you prepare for your exam, and I wish you well. And listen to me carefully, grade 7. Whether I teach or I don't teach you, don't mess up my exam. Don't mess up our exam. We expect you to do very well. Why? Because you're all citizens of Jamaica, and they're going to prove us that you're good citizens. You're an actor because you're going to study and pass our exams. Have a great day, and God bless you all.